Stop whining, stop waiting, stop wishing things were easier, because pain isn't your punishment, it's your platform. You're not broken, you're being built. You're not cursed, you're being carved into something unstoppable. Every ounce of suffering has a purpose, if you're willing to feel it, not flee from it. Yeah, life hit you hard, and you fell, maybe harder, but guess what? You're still breathing. You woke up today, and that breath in your lungs, that's your proof of purpose. So don't complain, don't rehearse your wounds, don't water your weaknesses with sympathy. Enjoy your pain, yes, enjoy it. Let it shape you, let it sharpen you, let it remind you what you're made of, because the same fire that burns wood forges steel, and you're not made of glass, you're not fragile, you're a warrior in disguise. That heartbreak, that betrayal, that setback, it's not the end, it's the start of your comeback. The world doesn't need another victim. The world needs your voice, your victory, your rise. So carry your scars like armor. Walk with a limp if you must, but never with your head down, because the ones who rise from rock bottom, they don't just bounce back. They build empires, so cry if you need to, bleed if you must, but when you're done, stand up, look pain in the face and say, thank you, you thought you broke me, but you built me, let's go. Pain is not punishment, it's preparation. It's easy to believe you're being punished when life tears through your plans, when the people you trusted walk away, when everything you built crumbles without warning. It feels like life singled you out, targeted you, broke you on purpose. But maybe it didn't. Maybe it's not punishment. Maybe it's training. Maybe what you call pain is actually the process, because diamonds don't form in comfort. Steel doesn't sharpen in silence. Warriors aren't made in peace, they're made in pressure. And the strongest version of you, that version isn't created in easy seasons. It's born in the fire, in the betrayal, in the loneliness, in the nights where you can't sleep because the weight on your chest feels too heavy to carry. Those moments aren't there to destroy you. They're there to prepare you, to show you how much you can take, to teach you what matters, to strip away who you're not so you can become who you truly are. So the pain, it's not personal, it's purposeful. It's the mentor you never asked for, but the one you desperately need. Because life isn't about escaping the hard times. It's about learning to use asterisk them, to gather the broken pieces and build something better, to let the fire refine you, not consume you, to stop asking why me, and start saying try me, because you were never meant to stay soft, you were meant to grow strong. And strength, it's not born in laughter, it's born in the tears you cried alone, in the decisions you had to make when no one else understood, in the quiet moments when quitting felt easier than continuing. But you kept going. That's what this is, preparation for the battles you haven't faced yet, for the victories that still have your name on them, for the story that needs your scars to inspire someone else to survive. So the next time life hits you, don't fold, don't flinch. Look it in the eye and say, I see what this is. You're not here to break me, you're here to build me. Complaining prolongs pain, action transforms it. It's easy to speak about what's wrong. It's easy to gather the evidence of your suffering and put it on display, to talk about how unfair life is, how hard things have been, how no one understands what you're going through. But here's the truth that cuts deep. Talking about the pain isn't the same as healing from it. Replaying your wounds won't close them. Complaining keeps you stuck in the same storm, hoping someone else will bring the sun. But no one is coming to fix your life. That's your job. That's your responsibility. Because pain doesn't disappear when you cry about it. It doesn't fade when you get sympathy. It fades when you act. It fades when you stop repeating your history and start rewriting it. Action is the only language pain understands. You can either rehearse your misery or rise from it. You can either talk about change or become it. But you can't do both, because the more you complain, the more you give power to what hurt you. You feed the very thing you want to escape. You build a prison with your own words and then wonder why you feel trapped. But the door's been open this whole time, and it opens with movement, with effort, with courage, with one small step in the direction of something better. No, you don't need to have it all figured out. No, you don't need to feel ready. You just need to do something. Something that lifts you instead of sinking you deeper. Something that says, I'm done reliving what broke me. I'm ready to rebuild. Because pain doesn't end when you talk about it. It ends when you do something about it. Healing begins where excuses end. Progress starts where complaints stop. And it's not about pretending you're fine. It's not about ignoring what hurt you. It's about refusing to let it define you. It's about saying, yes, this happened, but it's not the end of me. So complain if you must, but only for a moment. Then wipe your face, roll up your sleeves and move, because transformation doesn't wait for the perfect time. It waits for the decided mind, the one that's tired of being stuck, tired of hearing the same story on repeat, tired of wasting energy on what can't be changed and ready to pour it into what can. You want change, stop talking, start walking. Because action is the antidote, and you've had the power all along. Your pain has purpose. It's not random. It's not pointless. It's not just there to make you suffer. There's a reason for what you've been through. There's meaning buried inside the mess. But you have to be willing to look for it, because pain is loud. It screams in the silence. It echoes through your thoughts. And when it shows up, it doesn't come with instructions. It doesn't tell you why it came or how long it plans to stay. It just hurts, but underneath the ache, there's a lesson, a message, a mission. Your pain isn't the end of your story, it's the beginning of something more. You think it's breaking you, but it's waking you up to your strength, to your resilience, to your capacity to rise. Because some things you only learn in the fire, some strength you only discover when everything comfortable is stripped away. You find out who you are when all the noise fades and the pain speaks louder than your fears. And if you listen closely, you'll hear it whisper, you're more powerful than you think. You're not what hurt you. You're what survived it. Your pain has purpose because it prepares you to carry purpose. It deepens your compassion. It sharpens your vision. It humbles your pride. It connects you to others who are hurting too. And when you've made it through, you don't just heal, you help. You become a light in someone else's darkness. You become the hand you never had. You become the voice that says, I've been there and I made it. That's what purpose does. It turns pain into power. It turns wounds into wisdom. It turns suffering into service. You weren't meant to carry your pain forever. You were meant to climb out of it and turn around with fire in your eyes and purpose in your hands and say, now I know why I went through that. Now I know who I've become because of it, not in spite of it, because of it. You don't need to understand it all now. You just need to trust that it's not wasted. Every tear, every loss, every silent scream in the middle of the night, it all matters. It's all shaping you, preparing you, positioning you, because your life isn't about avoiding pain. It's about allowing pain to lead you to something greater, and it will, if you let it. Falling isn't failure. It feels like it, doesn't it? You hit the ground face first, and everything you were building suddenly crumbles. The momentum stops, the confidence disappears, the silence gets loud. You start to doubt everything: your strength, your path, your worth. But here, this clearly, falling is not the end, it's not defeat, it's not disqualification. Falling is part of the climb. Nobody rises without stumbling, nobody succeeds without slipping, nobody becomes great without first being broken. Falling doesn't mean you're weak, it means you tried, it means you moved, it means you had the courage to step out, even when the ground wasn't steady. And yes, it hurts, yes, it's humbling, yes, it makes you question if it's even worth it. But falling is feedback, not failure. It's correction, not condemnation. It's life saying, there's still more to learn here, more strength to build, more fire to find. And the truth is, the most powerful version of you. That version is born asterisk after asterisk the fall. Because what matters most isn't how you fell, it's how you rise. It's what you choose when everything feels broken. It's what you do when no one's clapping, when no one sees you, when you're alone with your regret and your choices and your bruised pride. That's where your future is decided, not on the mountaintop, but in the valley, in the quiet, in the dirt, when you whisper to yourself, I'm not done, I'm getting up. Because that decision right there, that's the real victory. That's what makes you different. That's what separates those who wish from those who asterisk win asterisk. Falling is part of the story, not the conclusion. It's not a full stop, it's a comma. A pause, a moment to gather yourself before the comeback. Because when you rise after falling, you rise with new eyes. You see clearer, you move wiser, you walk stronger, and that strength, it can't be bought. It can't be faked. It can't be borrowed. It's earned through the fall, through the fight, through the choice to keep showing up when quitting would be easier. So no, falling isn't failure. Failure is never trying. Failure is staying down when you have more to give. Failure is letting shame write your story instead of courage. You're allowed to fall. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to hurt. But don't you dare stay there. Get up every time, because you're not fragile. You're not broken. You're just in the middle of becoming who you were always meant to be. You're not fragile. You're forged. You weren't made to shatter. You were made to withstand, to bend, not break, to endure pressure, not escape it. Life didn't design you to be delicate. It designed you to be durable. Every storm you've walked through didn't weaken you, it strengthened you. Every hit you took didn't crush you, it carved you. You're not made of glass. You're made of fire and grit and scars that tell stories of survival. You've been through what others didn't see. You've cried in silence. You've battled demons no one knows about. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still moving forward, even if it's slow. That's not weakness. That's not fragility. That's the mark of someone who's been forged. Forged like steel, shaped by heat, by pressure, by the pain that most people run from. And every time you thought it would break you, it built you. You didn't collapse. You recalibrated, you didn't fall apart. You formed a new version of yourself, stronger, smarter, sharper. That's what forged means. It means created through fire, tested through trials, built through battle. It's easy to think you're fragile when life keeps hitting, when the weight gets heavy, when people walk away, when doors close, but you keep rising, you keep showing up, and that proves something deep. It proves that your strength doesn't come from ease. It comes from everything you've endured. And no, being forged doesn't mean you never struggle. It means you struggle and still show up. It means you feel the pain and still keep going. It means you carry the weight and refuse to let it crush you. So stop seeing your cracks as flaws. See them as evidence, proof that you've been through the fire and you're still here, not burned, not broken. But refined, resilient, ready, the world may not see it yet, but you've already paid the price for your power. You've already walked through the heat, and that fire, it didn't consume you, it crowned you. Because you weren't built to break, you were built to rise again and again, no matter what tried to stop you. You're not fragile, you're forged, and forged things, they last. Scars are proof of survival, not shame. They're not ugly, they're not signs of weakness, they are reminders that you went through something and made it out, that the pain didn't win, that the wound didn't end you. Scars whisper, I was hurt, but I healed. They don't scream failure, they sing resilience. But the world might try to convince you otherwise, that your scars make you less, that you should hide them, cover them up, pretend like nothing ever happened. But why would you hide the very proof that you overcame? Why would you erase the evidence that you survived what was meant to break you? Scars are not shameful, they're sacred. They tell your story without you saying a word. They speak of battles fought in silence, of nights spent in tears, of days you kept going when you had every reason to give up. They show that something tried to tear you apart but didn't succeed, that life hit hard and you didn't just sit there. You stood up, and every scar on your heart, your mind, or your body, it's a badge of honor, not a burden. It shows that you've lived, that you've risked, that you've cared enough to be hurt, that you've been broken, yes, but you've also been brave. Some scars fade, some stay, but all of them carry lessons. They remind you of who you were, who you are, and who you're still becoming. So don't cover them with guilt. Don't drown them in regret. Let them breathe. Let them shine, because someone out there needs to see them. Someone needs to know that healing is possible. That pain doesn't last forever. That wounds don't mean weakness, they mean you were alive enough to feel, real enough to break, and strong enough to come back. You are not your scars, but you should never be ashamed of them. They're the chapters of your comeback story, the pieces of your journey that prove you didn't quit. They show that you've been through things most people will never understand, and you're still standing, still fighting, still believing. That's not shame, that's strength. So next time you look at your scars, don't look away, don't wish them gone, thank them, because they didn't mark the end, they marked a new beginning. Victims wait, warriors rise. Victims wait for someone to come save them, wait for the apology, wait for the perfect timing, wait for the world to be fair. But warriors don't wait, they move. They don't need perfect conditions, they create their own. They don't wait for the pain to stop, they walk through it. Because they know something powerful. No one is coming to rescue them. No one is going to hand them healing. No one is going to rewrite their story unless they pick up the pen themselves. Victims stay stuck. They relive the hurt, replay the betrayal, repeat the excuses. But warriors, they rise. They feel it, yes. They bleed, they break. They cry, but then they get up. They look at their wounds and say, this won't be the end of me. Because warriors don't ask for an easier road. They ask for stronger legs. They don't run from the storm, they become it. They know the pain wasn't fair. They know the loss wasn't deserved. But they choose to rise anyway, because rising is a decision. It's not a feeling. It's not something that just happens, it's something you choose. In the middle of the mess, in the middle of the doubt, when everything says stay down, the warrior says, I'm getting back up. Victims wait for closure. Warriors create it. Victims wait for someone to understand. Warriors walk forward even when no one does. They carry their pain like armor, not chains. They take what was meant to destroy them and use it as fuel. Because they know power doesn't come from being untouched. It comes from being tested and still standing. You don't become a warrior by wishing. You become one by rising, by deciding you're not going to be defined by what hurt you, by refusing to stay broken, by refusing to let life pin you down forever. You may not feel strong. You may still be healing. But every time you choose to rise, even with shaking hands and a heavy heart, you're proving who you really are. And it's not a victim. It's a fighter, a force, a warrior. So don't wait, don't wish, don't wonder if it's time. It asterisk is. Asterisk, you were made for this moment. You were built for the battle. And no matter how many times you've been knocked down, today is another chance to rise. And warriors always do. Rock bottom is solid ground to rebuild from. It doesn't feel like it when you're there. It feels like loss, like failure, like everything's been stripped away and there's nothing left to hold on to. But sometimes losing everything is the only way to see what truly matters. Because when the floor falls out beneath you and the noise fades and the distractions are gone, you're left with something raw, something real. Asterisk you. Asterisk, no more pretending, no more hiding behind titles or people or comfort. Just you, and that's where it begins. That's where you stop falling. That's where you plant your feet. Because rock bottom, as painful as it is, has one gift most people overlook. It's solid, it's stable. It's not shifting sand or crumbling walls. It's the place where your illusions die and your truth is born. You can't fall lower. You can't sink further. All that's left to do now is rise, not as who you were, but as who you were meant to be. Stronger, simpler, wiser. Sometimes life has to break you down just to rebuild you right. Sometimes the things you were holding onto were the very things holding you back. And when it all gets stripped away, you begin to see clearly, you begin to feel honestly, you begin to rebuild intentionally. Rock bottom doesn't ruin you, it reveals you. It pulls off the mask, it burns away the pride, and it forces you to ask the question, who am I when I have nothing left? That answer becomes the foundation, that raw truth becomes the first brick. And brick by brick, step by step, you build again. Not rushed, not reckless, but real. You let go of needing to impress. You stop chasing what never filled you. And you start building a life from the ground up on values, on vision, on truth. You stop trying to escape the pain and start learning from it. You stop fearing failure and start honoring progress. And maybe, just maybe, you begin to thank rock bottom, because without it, you would have never slowed down long enough to ask the deeper questions. You would have never stopped climbing the wrong ladder. You would have never realized your worth wasn't tied to what you lost, but to what you found in yourself. Rock bottom isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of the real one. The one where you stop surviving and start building. One breath at a time, one choice at a time, one brick at a time, and this time it won't collapse. Comebacks require pain and courage. You don't rise without resistance. You don't return without a reason, and you don't rebuild without breaking first. Pain is the price. It carves out the space where strength can grow. It strips you down to the core so that what's fake can fall off, and what's real can rise up. Comebacks aren't for the comfortable. They're for the ones who have tasted defeat, felt failure, sat in silence with their hands shaking, wondering if they could ever stand again, and still chose to move. Pain is what cracks the shell, but courage is what steps through it. Courage is waking up to the same heaviness, the same fear, the same scars, and still saying, I'm not done yet. It's looking at the mess and deciding to build anyway. To risk again, to love again, to dream again even when your past keeps whispering, why bother? Comebacks are messy, they're slow, They're uncomfortable, but they're asterisk worth it. Asterisk because they're not about perfection. They're about persistence. You're going to bleed a little. You're going to want to quit. There will be days you fall to your knees and wonder if it's working. But courage isn't loud. It's not always fire and fight. Sometimes it's just the quiet choice to keep going, to take the next breath, the next step, to show up when everything in you says stay down. Pain gets your attention. Courage gives you direction. Pain reminds you that you're human. Courage reminds you that you're more than that. You're a force. You've got what it takes, but you won't feel like it every day. That's okay. Courage doesn't need confidence. It just needs commitment. A commitment to rise, no matter what tried to bury you, to turn your lowest moments into your launching pad, to stop letting your past be your prison, and start letting it be your proof that you can survive. That you did survive, and that you're not coming back as who you were. You're coming back stronger, sharper, focused, hungry. You don't need everything to be perfect to begin again. You just need to believe that there's more ahead than there is behind. And there is. The comeback is waiting, but it's not handed to you. It's earned through the pain you've faced and the courage you keep choosing, and you're already on your way. Your story isn't over. It may feel like it. You may think the chapter you're in now is the final one, the part where everything falls apart and never comes back together. But that's not how your story ends, not here, not like this. Just because the page is heavy doesn't mean the book is finished. Just because you can't see the way forward doesn't mean there isn't one. Life has a way of pausing us, breaking us, making us believe that this pain is permanent, that this failure defines us, that this moment of darkness will never pass. But feelings lie, pain lies, and fear loves to whisper the words it's over. But you're still breathing, and as long as there is breath in your lungs, the story is still being written. You haven't seen your final victory yet. You haven't become all you're meant to be. There are still pages ahead, still battles to win, still healing to find, still light to uncover. You may not know what's next. You may not feel strong enough to keep turning the pages, but you don't have to know the ending to keep reading. You just have to believe there's more than this moment, more than this pain, more than this fear, this regret, this silence. Your story is not defined by your lowest point. It's shaped by what you do after it, by how you rise, by how you grow, by how you choose to believe again, to try again, to love again. There's something inside you that hasn't been touched by what you've lost. A fire, a dream, a purpose that pain couldn't kill. It's still there, buried maybe, but never gone. You've overcome too much to stop now. You've survived too much to walk away from what still could be. Your strength isn't gone, it's just quiet, waiting for your permission to speak again, waiting for you to say, I'm not finished, waiting for you to take the pen back and start writing again, no matter how far you've fallen, no matter how many mistakes you've made, no matter who left, no matter how long it's been, you're still here, and that means the story continues. New pages, new beginnings, new power. Your story isn't over. Not even close. So now you know, you are not broken beyond repair. You are not stuck where you started. You are not defined by what tried to destroy you. You are built from the fire, forged in the fight. Carved by every scar, every fall, every silent battle you thought no one saw, and the truth is they didn't have to see it, because you saw it. You lived it, and now you carry something unshakable inside you. The pain didn't win, the doubt didn't stop you, the fear didn't silence you. You're still here, still rising, still writing your story, one brave breath at a time. So this is your moment, not to wait, not to wish, but to decide to stand up, to speak up, to show the world what a true comeback looks like. Not because life got easier, but because you got stronger No more complaining, no more hiding, no more shrinking. This is your rise. Your return, your reminder that the greatest power was always within you, and now it's your time. Let the world watch. Let the story unfold. You were born to come back.